Hello guys, if you're new, my name is Alina and this is Simply My Views. Welcome to my space. So today we're going to talk about boundaries. So my general understanding of the word boundaries is just to set limits, lines, or to draw lines that are not to be crossed. Ne? So I've now realized that there are boundaries that are well communicated, perhaps in verbal or writing, and there are those that are supposedly there, but I think it's just expected of someone to figure it out or to know it by means of common sense or something like that. So I will give a typical example of written boundaries. In the professional world, for example, I think that makes a very good example. If you work, it doesn't matter what work you do. Most workplaces have contracts. Those are law-abiding documents that put in place what is to be done and what is not to be done. Let's say showing up on time at work. You are given a boundary that you're supposed to show up maybe at 7 o'clock in the morning and do not leave earlier than 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That's a boundary that is clearly stipulated and you're supposed to live by it if you are to keep your job, of course. And now when it comes to life, most of these things, we don't really walk around with contracts about our lives stating what lines are not to be crossed. But personally, I expect it, like, as an individual, I think, to make it a point just to be a decent person and realize that certain things are really, really above the limits. Some of these things are influenced by maybe how you were brought up, your belief system and values, even and maybe your daily life that plays a factor. So personally, I come from a very grounded upbringings. Hey, Vamboland, my dear. So let's say there are guests in the house. If you grew up in a similar situation like me, my parents, specifically my mother, they don't have to tell me that, Alina, there are guests here, get up. No, she'll just look at me with a certain eye, and then I know it's time to stand up and go play somewhere else or go sit somewhere else. So that's a boundary that when I was brought up, you are not supposed to mingle with guests. Ayenda ihakarerwa. Ne? If you see that eye, it's time to go. Ne? Also, small kids, when they see people, you see something, it doesn't matter whether something stands out or you see something shocking, you don't point fingers at people and say, look at that. No, you do this with your eye or with your lips. Ne? So generally I felt like this is like the African way. Ne? This is how things are supposed to be. So now I find myself in my personal life really sometimes struggling with boundaries, mostly how to tell people that these are my boundaries and I need you to stop here. So it comes, let's say I have a few categories where I want to speak specifically to boundaries. The financial arena, money, guys. We need to set boundaries there. Money Yo, we all know money comes, goes, but mostly is how hard it is to come by. When it comes by, it comes to serve a purpose. My needs, your needs, and all these things. Yeah? It's good to work hard and earn your money. Now when you have worked hard for that money, you have a group of people that feel entitled to that money. Yo! I'm not attacking anyone specifically, but generally I think more or most of us that are here have experienced this. It can be uncles, aunties, relatives, friends. People just feel like, okay, I think she has money. Or I'll give my own example. People see me selling Herbalife and they are like, yeah, she has money. You must give us, you must a business person. Mina, I wake up and preach, ask me how, sell. And then after those sales, I must just come and give offerings here and there. Hi. And I think sometimes it's not even the fact that people are asking, it's how they ask. You just show up after 6 months of not talking to me. Good morning, I have this situation and na. Can you please give me this much? Always this situation is always a serious one that I'm supposed to sympathize with. Being the empathetic person I am, I'll give every last dollar. And then when my crisis comes, there's no one. When I go back to these people to ask for my money, I'll bet you I've lost that money and that person. I think it's fine if the people want to walk out of my life, but don't walk out with my cash, please. But all in all, I'm just saying, when it comes to money, I've got one quote that says, givers need to learn to set a limit because takers don't seem to have any. This person can still owe you money and still come back next time because they'll come and speak to your persona. They know you are this empathetic person that is all about being kind and helping people, and exploit that kindness of yours. So, I don't know. There need to be a line. Ne? It's okay to ask for help. It's okay, you can ask for money. But please, ask in a manner that's appropriate. If you are gonna borrow, be sure to return that money. If you are not intending on returning the money, please don't use the term borrow or I'll bring it back, because that insinuates that you are bringing back the money and the person is having a hole waiting to be filled by you to return that money. Also, learn from who to ask. Not from someone that you just think she runs a business or she has a job, or for some reason you think she has money or he has money, I must ask. Moshi wambuha kutiwa okuganja okupungura, which means in literal translation, if you give, where you give is more like you are saving there. So you are supposed to go ask where you also know that you have given, unless you are a person, of course, that is not in any capacity to give. But there are people, you earn an income in whatever way. You take your group of friends, you go these mwamwararing stories, tukamwamwareni to the coast, to where you snap with those people. And then when money troubles come, you come talk to me that you haven't even greeted in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years, and people are brave. Ne? This is why I think some of this is like where you are supposed to apply some common sense. Ne? Like, how on earth, the first thing I say to this person is give me money. What if this person is not even okay? Ne? There are lines. maybe not so visible, but you need to be able to read between them. Like, even just salt to put in a pot. You cannot just ask from anyone. You know who is your neighbor. That's where you go. You don't just go in the street and say, who can give me salt? No. I think I've exhausted this financial thing. I know money is a sensitive matter. Most people are not ready to talk about it. There is another day where we can talk about financial literacy, where you can walk around your savings or whatever, so that money doesn't have to be a trigger when people bring it up, ne? It is okay, it's part of life, we must talk about it. But I'll go to the other boundaries. There is now the socializing sector of boundaries. When you are in social clusters, it doesn't matter whether you are in a group of youth, a group of students, co-workers, cousins gathering at a family gathering. But when you are just in a socializing space, I think there should also be some very, very well-defined boundaries. What you say to people, what you say about people. I know there's no manual that say if you say this, the person will be offended or will feel bad. But the things that come out of our mouths have such a great impact. You could be a reason someone is going to bed crying. You could be the reason someone hates their body and cannot stand in front of the mirror. Because you are maybe so consumed by everything that's going on, you don't even take a step back to realize what you are putting out there. This comes with comments you make to people. I mean, and sometimes, personally, I find it difficult to tell someone nicely that this is not good for me after you have offended me. Because in that moment, I'm really feeling bad and I don't want to say something that I'll regret later. With our peers, I can say it's a bit easy. Maybe I can text you later and say, you know what I didn't like what you said about me last time. Ne? People will say something, they'll make jokes. Sometimes you think it's an innocent joke, but they say there are certain things that you're not supposed to joke about. People's maybe home situation, if it's bad or whatever, you think it's in some dilapidated condition, that's a very sensitive place. And I don't think one need to be told that, come on, you don't have to dance on somebody's sufferings. You want to celebrate people's downfalls, breakups, what, and you are not making an effort. You are talking while this person is just like here. They can hear you like, shike ngono sharing shike shaninga. Come on. I know not everyone understands Oshiwambo, but I really wish I had the specific words how this feels. But there should be some boundaries, and I always, when I get the chance, I always talk about people's bodies, people's weight, people's incomes, people's social status. These are not small things. Marriages, babies. Don't be the person that goes around asking, oh, when is the baby coming? When is the wedding coming? When is what happening? Come on. Look, the person is already where they are in their lives, and I'm sure they're pretty much away. If they have dreams of getting married, getting kids, that is too personal for you to just gutter out in some circle because you are curious. And most of the time, you have nothing concrete to contribute to that goal. All you want to do is to know. You want to know if people are falling pregnant. You want to know if people are still together. You want to know unnecessary things. Come on. If you want to know, let the person be the person to tell you themselves, not you go fishing or something like that. Ne? Yo, guys, I'm sorry if I lost you somewhere, but I'm just saying. Now, there is one thing, again, when it comes to people just saying anything and anything that crosses you. These things also create a certain pressure, a certain anxiety. Now that you have asked me when I'm getting married, now I'm deep down always thinking, am I gonna get married so these people can stop asking me? It's indirect pressure. Yeah, when is that one buying a car? When is that one doing what? Now you have set an expectation about that person to do this. I know they are not supposed to be affected, but we are people. Most of the time, if you are probably not the only person that asked this, the person is gonna be affected anyways. I'm just saying, just, it's okay. Breathe in, breathe out, and let people live their lives. If there's something that's gonna happen, let it come to life without you digging it up. Now, the elderly group, akuruntu yetu, like our parents, or just, the senior category, anunga, like anuyakaha, grown people, asking us imaku. And honestly, I want to respectfully tell you that you have crossed the line, meme, or you have crossed the line, tate. We don't ask each other those things. Yeah, nani showa changao owai dorishkemo corona nengo wa miti. If I wambone, that line, there's nothing sexy about it. And now, some lady that's in her 40s, in her 50s, or even older, is throwing such things at me. They could be smiling because they think I am their child, or they think I'm their daughter's friend, and this is just supposed to be asked of me. That is my personal life. It's too personal. Please, don't come in that space. It's very difficult to tell them, but I just wish I had a platform where I really tell them that, look, when you do this and this, you make us uncomfortable. Okay, let's just let's just end it here with the boundaries for now. I'll be in the comments. I'll be reading the comments, guys. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm looking forward to doing this again.